How's it going, everybody? Welcome into the Jays Digest pregame show. I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, alongside host Nick Gosse. Today we're going to be previewing the Jays against the Red Sox. And I didn't know this until YSF in the comments mentioned that the Red Sox are 9-0 in spring training. So good for them. I guess that's the only time they'll be first place in the American League East this year. But all kidding aside, not too great of a lineup today for the Toronto Blue Jays. But the hitting has been very slow. The offense has hit a bit of a wall so far. So probably this is the lineup that'll get them out of that rut. I think they're due for one of those minor league breakout games. So I'm excited to see how those young guys do today.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. And maybe I think John Snyder's just giving everyone a day off, all the regulars, that is. And even a lot of the fringe regulars are getting days off. And we'll get into a lot of previews in a second. But what's up, everyone? Lots of people here today. It is Friday. Unfortunately, the game is televised, but no major leaguers in the lineup today. What's up, Lion, Nick, Dylan, Tank, Shannon, and Owen? It is going to be a tough matchup. And I guess let's just get into it in case you guys missed it, and we'll get into the lineup previews for both sides. And the Red Sox are looking to continue their hot start and go 10-0 because they have a fairly decent lineup, at least in comparison to the Blue Jays. But let's pop up the Blue Jays lineup first here today. We have Nathan Lucas, Aurelvis Martinez, Zach Britton, Winton Bernard, Leo Jimenez, Rob Brentley, Eden, Reiner Nunez, and Tally with Zach Thompson pitching. And we're not quite sure who's going out of the bullpen yet. We can make some of our guesses in a little bit here. But Peter, what are you going to be looking for today in this lineup? Because, of course, there's not many regulars, but anyone else you're looking to see? I have a couple, but I'll let you go first.
Well, Nathan Lucas has been really good in the spring so far, and he's battling hard for that final roster spot, and he's got a legitimate shot at getting it. And I'd like to see Aurelvis Martinez, how he does in a featured role, because this right now is basically his lineup to command, right? He's batting second, playing third base. He's going to be, the center of attention for that Red Sox pitching staff today. So I want to see how he handles that type of pressure, if he's able to handle that type of pressure. And Zach Thompson, he's been good his past couple of outings. He was not good his first outing, but he's bounced back very well. His cutter has looked good, and he's going to be a guy to monitor all throughout the season just because of his depth that he provides.
Yeah, Zach Thompson obviously had the horrible first outing, but other than that has been really, really solid. And he's someone who could potentially, it's probably lined up to be our seventh starter, assuming Mitch White's health is there, and he was throwing today to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in the bullpen. But I'd assume he'd probably be safe to say he's the sixth starter. And yeah, Matt, it is televised today on Sportsnet. I know the lineup might not signify that. This is more of a lineup that we'd play. I mean, the game yesterday that wasn't televised in the Trop had a better lineup than this today. But again, the reason is most likely because, most of the regulars, if not all of them, played yesterday, all of the healthy ones between the split squad games. So John Snyder's just giving people some rest. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Aurelvis Martinez today because he's obviously the top prospect, I'd say, out of this group. Obviously, you have Nathan Lucas and Zach Britton, but I think I'm interested to see Aurelvis Martinez now. He's probably not going to have an impact this year at the major league level, but he already has hit a bomb in spring training, so I'm interested to see that alongside the pitching. I'm hoping we see some major league bullpen, people come in, so at least we have some sort of major leaguers today. And what's up, Carol? Thank you. I hope we do well today. I really hope we win.
Yeah, I'm sure we will see some notable arms come out of the bullpen, but like I said, Aurelvis Martinez is obviously the feature guy for today, and he's got to get used to these types of situations because if he ever wants to reach the major league level, he's going to have to be a middle of the order type of bat, because he's not making the majors because of his arm strength or his defense or his speed on the base paths. It'll be because of that big bat that he possesses. So he's got all the power in the world. Can he put it all together? Can he take the right amount of pitches? Can he pick out a certain pitch and do damage consistently? Can he hit the ball to right field? It's not something that he's shown the capability of doing so far in his young career, but I think he'll develop into that. But in order to do that, you got to get those high leverage situations, those big time reps, and no better than batting second and being the feature guy, right?
Yeah, and Reiner Nunez, like Lionheart says, is very interesting. He was officially, I believe yesterday, or maybe it was this morning, he was officially named to the Major League Spring Training roster, which is very, very interesting. He's the 26th ranked prospect in the Jays system, and they're giving him some more playing time there. He obviously had that walk-off, but let's get into the Boston Red Sox lineup now. Now, quick question saying, do you think this lineup will change, or is this the lineup for the Blue Jays or Boston? This lineup it won't change in today. This is the game. This is the lineup that's locked in for today against this is the Blue Jays lineup, and we'll get into the Red Sox lineup now as they have the fancy graphic. They have Christian Arroyo, Tristan Cassis, Adam Duvall, a Raimel Tapia sighting. All the Boston Red Sox fans are happy for him because he's playing very, very well for the Red Sox. You have Rob Ruffschneider, Bobby Dalbeck, Caleb Hamilton, Nikhil Goodrum, and Christian Koss with Corey Kluber pitching. So there's a lot of, few major leaguers, a few fringe major leaguers, and of course Corey Kluber is the pitcher. What are your thoughts on the Red Sox lineup? And it's definitely looking like the superior one today.
Tristan Cassis is so good, man. I mean, this guy, I think he's got a legitimate chance to win the Rookie of the Year. I think, right, he's playing better than Gunnar Henderson is in the spring so far. And Gunnar Henderson's like the runaway favorite for the AL Rookie of the Year award. But I think Tristan Cassis is going to hit like 25 to 30 home runs in his rookie year. And he's going to be a problem for the AL East for the next decade plus. He's that good. And the guy just has so much power. Great first baseman. I remember him when he was playing with the U.S. Junior national team, and he was just an unbelievable prospect. And I'm glad he's finally going to make the majors. He's very exciting to watch. But they got a all-around, just solid lineup. Raimel Tapia, nice to see him back. And yeah, I'm just excited to see how they do. Corey Kluber's an interesting one as well.
Me too. We do have a super chat from Lionheart. $5 Canadian. Thank you so much for the super chat. And he's saying, thinking about bold predictions, I can't always predict Manoah plunking 3 Yankees players, and that's very true. Thank you again. I'll throw 2 in there for you. And when we get into the bold predictions, we'll go over if anyone had one right from yesterday. I don't know off the top of my head, but yeah, no, I agree with you. And thank you again, Lionheart. But I agree with you about the Tristan Cassis thing. He's gonna be very excited. I'm excited to see Raimel Tapia as well, which is kind of goes full circle for the Blue Jays and the Red Sox, I guess, and he's been playing very well. But again, the Jays had a major. Go ahead.
Carol here with a question saying everybody said that Boston was going to be last this year, but they're better than everyone said. It's also spring training. Okay, so I mean the Blue Jays are hovering around 500. They're 7-6. I don't think they're going to be a 500 team in the regular season. So look, I mean we can't really put too much stock into what we see in spring training. I still think they are the worst team in the division. They have a chance to be fourth, but like let's call it how it is. I mean, it's the Yankees, it's the Blue Jays, it's the Rays, and then it's a battle for fourth place between the Orioles and the Red Sox, right?
Yeah, I'd agree. I also think though the Red Sox, I can see them overtaking the Orioles for the fourth. It just depends how they're like weird players perform and the people, of course. But yeah, no, I would agree. I'd probably have them at 5 with the Orioles just sneaking them out. Adam saying, morning from Edmonton. Love your takes, insights, and analysis. And that's spring training for you. Thank you, Adam. Yeah, it's spring training is tough to make major judgments. That's why you don't really judge a team. You just don't judge a team on spring training. You judge the players individually as much as you feel the need to. But I guess we'll move on to the rapid fire now. Again, this is the final lineup. This is the Blue Jays lineup. No regulars in there. And then this is the Red Sox lineup with probably 4 or 5 of their major leaguers, a couple regulars with Corey Kluber taking the bump. But we'll move on now to the rapid fire segment, and make sure to hit the like button if you're enjoying the daily game previews. Obviously it's Friday. Yeah, I wish you would have seen a major league lineup out there today. I really do. But make sure to hit the like button. And Peter, I'll let you start with your rapid fire question for today.
Who's your favorite Boston Red Sox player that of all time, if you have one?
And chat, you can also make sure you can answer this question if you have one as well. I'm gonna go with it's a favorite Boston Red Sox player of all time. I'm just gonna go with the easy. I'm gonna go with Dustin Pedroia. That's who I'll go with. I'll go with Dustin Pedroia. Okay. I was gonna say David Ortiz, but we'll go with Dustin Pedroia. He was fun to watch back when I was a kid.
I got 2. I got David Ortiz, and I got Kevin Youkilis. I really like Kevin Youkilis because of his batting stance. He was very fun to watch. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't like the Red Sox, but you can't help but respect some of those players that they did field out there. So, what's your rapid fire question here?
I like that was a good question. We have Ortiz, Ted Williams. What's up, Mantis? Hope you're doing well. Yeah. So my rapid fire question, like usual, I'll relate it to the game today. And Euclid's batting stance, by the way, I used to mimic it on the baseball field as a kid. I don't know how he hit with it. My my rapid fire question today is: do you think Nathan Lucas will play over or under 15 games for the Blue Jays this season, or appear in 15 games? Doesn't mean start. Appear in some form over or under 15 games. That could be as a pinch runner. It could be as a defensive replacement. Over under 15 games for Nathan Lucas. What's up, gaming? We have Ted Williams, Roger Clemens, Greek God of Walks, Kevin Youkilis. I feel like when you watch spring training, it's more about pitching and seeing if there's stuff. There's not much results. Exactly. Yeah, we agree. But yeah, Nathan Lucas over under 15. Appearances doesn't have to be
Over,
starts.
over,
Over.
over. Just because of the injuries. It's death taxes and George Springer, pulling a hamstring in
Oof.
game 35, knock on wood, but, just little knacks and bruises that'll happen throughout the season. Kevin Kiermaier is going to miss some games, and George Springer too, not even because of injury, could be just because of load management, or, they don't want to run him into the ground. So
A
I'll
lot.
say over.
A lot. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 overs and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unders. So the only reason I would maybe lean towards under, though it'll probably end up being over. I probably could have made the line like 25, but I feel like Otto Lopez has. I mean, he's a lefty. I think that's the biggest issue. Not issue, but I think that's the biggest downfall for him is that he's a lefty hitter. Though I don't know. I feel like Otto Lopez gets the spot first, and you have Whit Merrifield as well. But I think if one of the outfielders goes down for any period of time, he'll have to be the one who comes up.
But he's a natural
Yeah.
outfielder also, and Otto Lopez isn't. He's an infielder. So let's say, one of your full-time outfielders does go down. You'd rather have the defensive stability out there. So like let's say Kevin Kiermaier gets hurt. Wouldn't you rather have a full-time outfielder out there to shore up your defense? And that's what Nathan Lucas is. He's a above average defender. He's got great speed. And whatever he does with the bat is a bonus at the major league level. He's a minor leaguer. He's not expected to hit 350 at the major league level. So I think he would be first in line if there was a major or
Okay.
even just a short-term injury in the outfield.
Right, saying I think they'll use Witt and Biggio for outfield replacement and bring infielders from minors. That's what I agree with. But I think if there's a major injury, then they'll probably rather have a natural outfielder out there. And honestly, another person to keep an eye out would be Winton Bernard. He's obviously a more veteran presence, but I feel like I don't know. Nathan
Yeah.
Lucas probably has the advantage on him. It's very hard. But what's your last rapid fire question? Because Biggio's playing. I think Biggio has a spot locked up anyways. I think he's good.
I gotta think of one here.
I can think of one.
Gotta
If
think of
not,
one.
totally agree, Peter. I'd rather have Witt in center than Luke's. Yeah, that's close. It
No, I
just
wouldn't. I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't. Maybe because of the bat, but
I would.
you
I think
don't
I would just because
sacrifice.
of the bat. I think I would. And plus,
Yeah, but
he's in like a
you don't
plus.
sacrifice. Yeah, but you don't sacrifice defense in center field for hitting.
His
That's
defensive
something
metrics
you do
are
in the
still above
field.
average though in center field. So
Okay, it's okay, but I mean he's not. I wouldn't say above average. He's an average
yeah.
center fielder, but Nathan Lucas, that's his calling card. That's the only reason why he'll see any major league time. It's because of his above average defense in center.
And yeah, and Nathan Luke's can play all, and he's a lefty hitter, which could honestly work as a benefit half the time too,
Yeah.
especially if Kevin Kiermaier goes down, you're just replacing that. Luke's in
Yeah,
center all day.
exactly.
Yeah, it's very close. Again, Witt has obviously the more proven bat, but then I'd probably if there's a major injury, I'd rather have. I'd be fine with Whit Merrifield in center as like a few game thing, maybe a 7-day IL stint. But if we're talking a long time, then we'd have to have someone. But Vershow would ultimately
Well,
probably play
there's
center.
there's there's three positions that you don't prioritize the bat over. So it's catcher, shortstop, and center field. Those are the positions that you do not run out the better hitter in favor of the better defender for. So, I mean, I think it's always been that way. It's always going to remain that way, and especially with the shift now going away. If Bo Bichette goes down, I mean, you're not gonna put Addison Barger there just because of his bat.
Yeah.
You're gonna put Santiago Espinal, and you're gonna have to deal with the lack of offensive production, and that's just the way it works. So I would lean towards the better defender if any center fielder were to go
Now, I would
down.
also say that Varsho, I think Buck Martinez said in the podcast as well, or on the show that he would. I think Varsho would be the center fielder, would be the next guy to just slide over.
Yes, yes,
But
yes.
I'm just saying in general. But then you talk about corner outfield. It's a crazy question. I think Nathan Luke's. I'm gonna go with the over on 15. But it's super. Who knows how they'll play it? But Nathan Luke's is
It's
definitely
tough to
a better defender, and his calling card is defense than what Merrifield I'm talking about. And plus, if you move Whit Merrifield to outfield, I guess you shift everyone down. But do you have your final rapid fire?
I do. I do. All right. So I'm gonna go with an Alec Manoa question here. Do you think he has a 9+ Ks per nine this year?
Huh. What was his case per nine last year? It was close to
It
that.
was like 8.3. 8.3.
Ooh, so over or under 9 Ks per nine for Alec Manoa, which is obviously strikeouts per 9 innings. That's a very tough one. I don't know if he. I mean, of course, if you look at like Fangraphs, they have him regressing a good bit ERA wise, up to 4 or something crazy like that, which I don't think is going to happen. I'm gonna go with. I think he averages around 9. I think maybe a slight improvement from last year. So I guess I'll go with over by like point. I think it's at 9. So I guess I'll go with a push. I think it's at
I'm gonna
9.
go. I'm gonna go with under, just because I think he's gonna want to work quick this season, and he's gonna really prioritize getting deep into ball games as opposed to striking guys out. And I think that's a main reason as to why he was under 9 Ks per nine last season. So I'm going to go under, and I think he's going to try to work with that pitch clock. He's going to try to get quick outs, and that's his calling card. You know, he wants to pitch 200 plus innings, and I think he will. So I'm going under, maybe around like 7.8 to 8.2 range.
Okay.
That's what I'm going
I
with.
think
Yeah.
yeah, I think he's a bit about the same as last year. You might be right with a bit under. I also think his ERA is going to regress a little bit. I think it's going to be in the low threes. That's my prediction for his ERA. If you want to just throw that one
I'm
in,
going high twos.
want to
High
throw that one in
twos.
there as well. Basal reference is
Yeah.
usually pretty good. I guess let's have a fourth rapid fire question real quick, very very quickly. For you, Peter, over or under? I guess you just said it, but over or under Manoa 3.1 ERA. I'm just curious what the chat has to say. I know you're gonna go with under. I'm gonna go with
Under. I'm gonna go
I'm gonna go
2.8,
under
2.9.
barely. I think it's like 3.05, and we'll let the chat answer that as we move on to our bold predictions.
There's
But
nothing wrong with that either.
no,
There's
it's very
nothing
very
wrong
good.
with a 3 ERA on the dot. I mean, especially now with the shift, it's going to be a little bit tougher for pitchers. I think the offense is going to open up. There's going to be a lot more small ball being played around the major leagues. You're going to have a lot more seeing eye base hits that are sneaking through the hole in between shortstop and third base, in between second and first. So I think around a 3 ERA is very fair, and that still puts him in the Cy Young conversation come season's end.
Yep, I agree. Make sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button if you enjoy the streams. And let's move on to the third topic now. As we're around 7 minutes away from first pitch, which is our bold predictions. And we have under, but not by much. Probably right under 3. Under sounds about right, Nick. Under for sure is going to be a solid 3, just slightly over. Yeah, I think anywhere between 2.8 to 3.3 is where he's going to be. I think that'd be a good bet on that. But I guess any bold predict. Oh, some of the question really quick is Kikuchi better than Brios this year? Anyone else see this happening? I think Barrios is a bounce back year, though. I also see Kikuchi having a bounce back year. And if they all work out at the same time, have a bounce back year, it'll be looking good. But what's your bold prediction for today's game, Peter?
Yeah, just to add on that,
Yeah,
if they all have bounce back years, then I mean the Jays have one of the best rotations
easily.
in all of baseball, probably top 3. So if you have if Barrios bounces back to what he was in Minnesota and what he was with Toronto last year, but I mean 2 years ago, then that's that's a top 2 pitcher in your rotation. And then if Kikuchi bounces back to what he was in Seattle that first half of his All-Star year, then man, that is one of the best rotations in all of baseball. But my bold prediction is Aurelvis Martinez hits 2 home runs
That was
and a
mine.
double.
Okay, mine was
2
just
home
mine
runs?
was just 2 home runs. I'll change it up. So yours is a Relvis 2 home runs and a double. So 3 for 3. We have Nick's
Oh, you
bold.
should have went first then.
I
You should have
know.
went first.
We
Shouldn't
have
have asked
Nick.
me.
Nick's bold prediction saying Aurelvis 2 for 3 today. Zach Thompson strikes out the side. What's the lineup? I'll pop it up for you, Dawson. So my bold prediction, I guess, will be a Reiner Nunez home run and an Aurelvis Martinez home run, alongside a Nathan Lucas highlight play once again, which he's seemingly been doing a bunch. But here's the lineup once again for you all. So yeah, mine's what was it? A Rose Martinez home run, Reiner Nunez home run, and a Nathan Lucas defensive play, with Zach Thompson pitching for the Blue Jays and Corey Kluber pitching for the Red Sox. Corey Kluber pitching for the Red Sox. Nunez hits a 2-run
That's
shot in the second.
that's super specific.
Matt, if you get that right, I will give you the Flames next stream if you get that right. Now, I don't think we had any correct bold predictions from yesterday's stream. I'm not
I
100%
was
sure.
close. I
What,
was close.
what was yours again?
It was Bo to go
Right,
3 for 3
with extra base
or
hits, and he
2
went, yeah.
2 extra base hits. Yeah.
Brushow still didn't give me a home run. Zach Thompson 2 strikeouts innings pitched. Zach Thompson having a good game. Thompson has 3 straight Ks. Lots of Zach Thompson. He's been phenomenal recently. Arolis Martinez is a homer and a triple. Okay. Interesting. You'll need depth, a lot of it, if you want to win. I agreed with that. Yeah, I guess my bold prediction, one of the bullpen pitchers today will really impress. Yeah, I don't know who's set to go in the bullpen. I'm trying to think about who hasn't pitched in a little bit. Maybe Adam Simber goes today. I don't think he pitched yesterday. I'll put his lineup one more time. I think Adam Simber maybe today. And maybe some other people like Jay Jackson, one of the Fernandezes, maybe Adrian Hernandez, someone like that.
Let's get a poll. Let's get a poll going in here, Nick. I want to ask the people who's going to watch the Canada versus Great Britain game on Sunday at 3 p.m. That's what I want to know. Big game. Canada has Kyle Quantrill on the hill. I'm
There's gonna be
very
screenshots
excited to
popping
see.
up. There's gonna be screenshots popping
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Even
Oh,
game
that's
clips.
nice. That's
There we go.
nice.
There we, you get to see you
I
get to see
like that.
Springer's bomb from yesterday. There you go. A treat for you
Nice.
all.
I like it.
All right, we're good. We're back. We're back. I forgot to get rid of the hotkeys there, but will you be watching Canada's World Baseball Classic game on Sunday? Yes or no? Now we still will be having the normal Jays coverage, but Peter's also going to do a World Baseball Classic Team Canada post game reaction live stream if you guys
Yeah.
do want to go there. But we'll still have the pregame stream and the post game video reaction, and then the normal Peter stream will be in the evening while I'm at basketball. It's not a late
I
game. It
mean,
starts
this
at
is
3 p.m. 3 p.m. Eastern, I
no,
believe.
yeah, 3 p.m. Eastern, but this is something that happened only 6 years ago, so it's a big deal, and I'm
Huge.
very excited for the team that Canada's fielding. And World Baseball Classic, it's competitive baseball in March. It's something that you will not get from spring training. So if you guys do want to see some playoff level baseball,
It's been
look no
fun so
further
far.
than the times are a little weird. The times are a little weird. Like the games start at 11 p.m. and then 5 a.m. So it's a little tough to keep up with. But if you want to see some intense baseball, then I fully suggest it.
65% are saying yes. So keep in mind as well that the Jays game is at 1 Eastern Sunday, and then the World Baseball Classic will be at 3. So Peter's live stream will be they won't get mixed up is what I'm
Like
is the point.
it'll be around like 6-ish, and we got to remember there's no pitch clock in the WBC either. So
So it might be
yesterday's Jays game was done in like 2 hours, I
yeah.
believe,
And one of the
2 hours and
yeah.
5 minutes. It was ridiculously fast. But there was a game yesterday in the WBC that was in the fourth inning, and they were 2 hours in. It was Panama and Cuba. So it's a totally different game, but I love it, love it.
All right, final couple minutes before the first pitch is chat Q&A about today's game. Biggio must have been working with his dad on his hitting this offseason. That's possible. Shucks, forget my answer in the poll. Usually have a timer on my TV and fall asleep. Who from the Jays is on Team Canada? Otto Lopez.
Desan Brown
I
and
guess Desan Brown as
Damiano
well.
Palmigiani as well. Yeah, so three of them. Three
Manoa
Blue
plunking
Jays, and
3 Yankees batters. Enjoy the game
yeah.
today, boys. Lionheart, we appreciate your support and your donation. It means a lot. And also, I believe I have a screenshot here for all of you. Since we're talking about Sunday, Alejandro Kirk could get into his first Grapefruit League game Sunday or Monday. So we will have the stream, of course, and we'll know on at our 12:40 Eastern stream on Sunday whether Alejandro Kirk will be getting in, and Brendan Belt as well soon. I was watching the highlights from Australia-Korea game, and it seemed like they reviewed everything. There was a lot of reviews in that game.
Yeah, there
There
were
was a
like
ton.
4 or 5 reviews, I believe. But what an incredible game! Like Australia came back from down quite a few runs, and it's been great. Weight Wars Canada saying, "What do you think of Jansen not doing well?" Like I said, it's spring. Can't put too much stock into what we see, but he's had to play quite a bit with Alejandro Kirk not being there, and thank God for Rob Brantley, who's been taking shouldering some of the catching load off Danny Jansen. But I don't think I think he'll be fine
Yeah.
once the season starts.
I don't think it's going to be a worry. With Kirk. Yeah, Kirk looking at Sunday or Monday. Dylan Scott saying, have a good one today, guys. Enjoy the game. Yeah, enjoy the game as well. Hopefully we see
You too, Dylan.
a Jays upset. There's also a mention yesterday we could see Vladdy back next week. Vladdy can take his time, yeah. And we'll probably have I don't know if we're going to do it today or it might be a part of the news video. We have a couple of pieces of news. We might do it in a video regarding Ricky Tiedemann and Vladdy that we'll have out at some point or as a part of our post-game reaction. So stay tuned to that. But first pitch is about to happen. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. It's become a daily routine for us, and I'm sure you guys as well. The turnout, a lot of recognizable names who tune in every game, and hopefully one of these days, all of our bold predictions will come true in the same game. But yeah, anything you want to say before we wrap up and enjoy
Yeah.
the game with Zach Thompson?
Thanks, guys. Appreciate all the support, and we'll see you a bit later for the reaction video.
Yeah, we'll see you tonight for a game reaction or tomorrow for the stream if you don't make that. But have a good weekend as well, and enjoy the game and the World Baseball Classic if you watch that. But enjoy the game.